The story begins at an indoor swimming pool where two sisters, Samantha and Gina, are swimming. Suddenly, Samantha's valuable diamond ring falls into the water, and both sisters dive into the deep end to find it. But instead of finding the ring, Gina's hair gets caught in the pool's filter. Samantha immediately tries to free her sister, unaware that an even bigger danger is approaching. The pool manager, Michael, assuming everyone has left, presses the button to close the pool cover and heads home. The heavy fiberglass cover begins to slide over the pool. Samantha sees the cover closing and quickly pulls Gina's hair free from the filter. Both sisters swim rapidly towards the surface, but it's too late. The pool cover shuts, trapping them underwater. They pound on it and scream for help, but the entire building is silent. There is no one there to hear their voices. They push the cover with all their might, but it doesn't move. To make matters worse, the pool was scheduled to be closed for the entire following week, meaning there was no hope for immediate help. Now, both sisters are completely desperate. They start looking around for a way out. They spot a small hole in the cover, but it's so small that not even a hand can fit through it. Samantha finds a plastic board floating in the water and tries to widen the hole. She scrapes at it with all her strength, but the hole doesn't get any bigger. Seeing this, Gina loses her temper and blames Samantha for everything. Gina screams that if they hadn't gone after that stupid ring, they wouldn't be trapped. Samantha doesn't argue. She quietly dives back underwater alone, and this time, she finds the ring. However, underwater, she discovers something else important. The iron grate of the water drain beneath her feet feels a little loose. Samantha thinks that if they can remove this heavy grate, they might be able to use it to break the cover above. She pulls with all her might, but the grate doesn't even budge. Samantha comes up for air, exhausted, and calls for Gina to help her. But Gina dismisses it as a useless idea and refuses. Meanwhile, Samantha's fiancé Matthew's phone starts ringing nearby. Hearing the ringtone, hope returns to Samantha's eyes. She is confident that Matthew will come looking for them. But afternoon turns into evening, and the phone keeps ringing repeatedly. Still, there is no sign of Matthew. Then, the pool's timer-controlled lights suddenly shut off, plunging them into complete darkness. Samantha holds her head in her hands. Her face has started to turn pale. She is diabetic and desperately needs an insulin injection to survive, but her insulin kit is in her bag outside. Seeing Samantha suffering, Gina's anger finally cools down. She quietly picks up the plastic board and begins trying to widen the hole again. About 4 hours have passed since they got trapped. Suddenly, the pool lights turn on again. Someone has come inside. It's the night shift cleaner, Emily. Hearing someone, the trapped sisters start banging on the cover and shouting for help. But Emily completely ignores their screams. Instead, she begins to go through Samantha's belongings left by the pool. Emily finds Samantha's purse, which contains only a small amount of cash and bank card. Disappointed by this, Emily first disables all the pool's security cameras. Then she casually walks over to the cover and starts talking to the sisters as if nothing is wrong. During the conversation, it's revealed that Emily was recently released from jail for theft. She is heavily in debt, has a daughter at home, and is in desperate need of money. Her plan is simple: to extort money from the two sisters. Emily bluntly asks Samantha for her ATM card's PIN. Hearing this, the sisters realize that Emily is blackmailing them. Enraged, Gina yells at Emily. Emily becomes agitated and immediately shuts off the swimming pool's heating system. The water begins to turn ice cold. Shivering, Samantha understands the gravity of the situation and finally tells Emily her PIN. Emily says she will first go and withdraw the money and then return to let them out. With that, Emily leaves to get the cash. A short while later, Emily returns, but she makes no effort to open the cover. Instead, she angrily accuses them of deceiving her. Emily screams, "Your account only had $80. Are you joking with me?" Hearing this, Gina begs, "Please, let us out." She tearfully explains that Samantha's diabetic and needs insulin immediately to survive. But Emily doesn't believe them at all. Seeing Samantha growing weaker, Gina's heart fills with a deep hatred for Emily. She mentally vows to get revenge on the cruel woman. Gina devises a plan, tricking Emily into leaning close to the hole in the cover, and then suddenly attacks her. Emily is injured, but the situation only gets worse. Furious, Emily storms off towards the control room. There, she activates the swimming pool's cleaning system. Suddenly, chlorine gas begins to be released from the pipes with intense pressure. The sharp fumes make the sisters dizzy, and they begin to thrash around in the water in panic. They are fighting for their lives, but Samantha is already very weak. She faints and begins to sink. Seeing this, Gina panics. She quickly grabs the drowning Samantha and pulls her to the small hole so she can breathe fresh air. Seeing the sisters on the verge of drowning gives Emily a shock. She doesn't want to be responsible for anyone's death, so she runs and immediately shuts down the cleaning system. After this, Emily returns to the sisters, and this time, she demands Samantha's diamond ring. Samantha hesitates, but, out of necessity, takes off her ring and hands it over to Emily. Emily examines the ring, thinking to herself that she can get a good price for it. She now realizes she can't get anything more from the sisters. So, Emily goes to the control room and tries to open the pool cover. But as soon as she enters the code to open it, the system displays an error. Michael had already changed the password. Seeing this, Emily truly begins to panic. If she can't open the cover, both sisters will die. But she also remembers her blackmail attempt. She can't call anyone for help, nor can she call the police herself. Having just been released from jail, Emily has no desire to go back. After a few moments of indecision, Emily decides to quietly flee the scene and leave the two sisters to their fate. With their hope shattered, Gina erupts in anger again, cursing at Emily. But the next moment, she sees that Samantha is unconscious underwater. If she doesn't get insulin soon, she won't survive. Now, their last hope is the heavy iron grate at the bottom of the pool. Gina is terrified because her hair had gotten stuck in it earlier, and she had almost drowned. But to save her sister's life, she overcomes her fear. Gina gathers her courage, takes a deep breath, and dives into the water. She begins to pull at the grate with all her strength. On the first try, it doesn't come off. The second try also fails. Finally, she spots a strap from her swimsuit and uses it like a handle to pull. This time, the grate yanks free. Gina quickly surfaces, picks up the heavy iron grate, and starts smashing it against the cover. Cracks begin to form, and after a few more strikes, the cover breaks open with a loud crack. Gina rushes to pull Samantha out of the water, brings her to the edge, and immediately gives her the insulin injection. A short while later, Samantha regains consciousness, and Gina lets out a sigh of relief. At that very moment, Emily returns. This time, she is holding a gun, and it is aimed directly at the sisters. Emily fears that if they survive, they will report her to the police. To eliminate this threat, she has decided to shoot them herself. Terrified, Gina clings to Samantha and tearfully pleads with Emily, promising they won't tell anyone. But Emily doesn't trust them and continues to approach slowly, her gun raised. Finally, in a moment of desperation, Gina remembers Emily's weakness. She yells, "If you kill us, what will happen to your daughter?" This statement has a profound impact on Emily. She stands silent for a moment. Then, she slowly lowers the gun and returns Samantha's ring. Gina quickly calls 911 for help, and true to her word, she gives Emily a chance to escape. Finally, after the long and harrowing ordeal, both sisters are safe. The lesson from this story is to never wear jewelry while swimming and to always wear a swim cap. And with that, the story ends here.